lapeng re le amola naneo la rona la mafumahadi e leng the ladies club mona makanaleng ya bobedi nna lebitso la ka ke Lebohang Motswedi.
And my name is ROBYN Kinghorn. So good to be in your company. A very good morning to you. Thanks for being with us today on the Ladies Club. We would love to hear what you have to say as we continue to shine the spotlight on those game changers and trailblazers. And today we're speaking all about open water swimming. How do you get involved? It's so simple. At Lebo Motswedi, at ROBYN Kinghorn, at Sports at SABC, on all social media platforms. Just hashtag the Ladies Club.
Hopolang hore ha o batla hore jwetsa hore who you'd like to see in studio le wena you can get in touch with us o jwetsa hore o batla o bona mang ya dulang stulo ya tlo dulang stulong seo a leblele ka ditaba tsa bona tsa dipapadi hemwe e motle whichever discipline it could be. Empa he gona jwale ha re qale ka quote ya rona ka jeno re bua ka mantswe a rona a tswang ho Thuli Madonsela. Passion opens doors when such doors are invincible and look like brick walls. Ke quote e tswang ho Thuli Madonsela.
Tulisile Nomkosi, we know her as Thuli Madonsela, a South African advocate and professor of law. She holds a chair in social justice at the Stellenbosch University since January 2018, and she served as South Africa's public protector, and what a well-loved public protector she actually was, from the 19th of October 2009 to the 14th of October 2016. In 1996, I didn't know this, but it's great that we got this bit of research. She helped to actually draft the final constitution of South Africa, which was promulgated by President Nelson Mandela.
And she's been really incredible with regards to championing openness within the public sector when it comes to governance here in South Africa. So she's been a really great role model, and I see that she's also, since she's gone off, taken the hat off of being a public protector, now she's very vocal on social media platforms about any other codes or topics, so to speak, and not only in governance. So absolutely love her energy there.
And I love her quote, passion opens doors even when such doors are invisible, because sometimes you don't quite know what ceilings exist until you start knocking on them, and then you break through them. And those are the women that we like to bring you here on the Ladies Club. We've got a game changer in studio, and as I said, we're going to be focusing in on open water swimming. A beautiful young lady, ROBYN Kinghorn. We're going to be chatting to her in just a short while's time. But before we do that, oh my word.
Absolutely.
Hats
OMG.
off for Gerda Steyn.
She's been absolutely incredible. She has been here, remember? She was in the hot seat a while ago, and she did it again over a couple of weeks ago when she smashed a record, going under the 6 hours. The very first time for a woman from South Africa, a woman athlete, a runner, to go under the 6 hours in an uprun from Durban to Pietermaritzburg. Absolutely incredible timing that she did, and what a run. Smile on her face and giggles all around. She did it, yeah, she did it in style.
Absolutely incredible performance, and many people speak about Frith van der Merwe's run in the same way that I believe that they're going to be speaking about Gerda Steyn's run. I mean, she didn't only break the record, she absolutely smashed Elena Nergelayeva's record, and she also came across the finish line 17th overall. I mean, some of the guys that she beats are incredible athletes. So hats off to Gerda Steyn. And on that note, it's time for us to take a quick break. When we return, we start chatting to our game changer.
Welcome back on Zobuhila Nano Laruna Lera Tahala Mafumahati in the Ladies Club Mona Mokanalenya Bubedi. Muye Mutleris, what is an amazing game changer? Yangang Carolo who open water swimming. Opralo Hunka Carlo go swimming Dilimute Lanu Fitile when she was just 14 years old. Impahona Jolikena at Swerendin, Tohu Dimukana Haribuaka. Kiena mampudi wa Africa Bora, Kiena di Tsoretsempele, Haribuaka open water swimming. Yadi kilometer show me.
Sure, and she can do not only 10 kilometers, but so much more, because you have to when you're actually training for open water swimming events. Let's introduce her. Thank you so much for joining us, ROBYN.
Thank you so much for having me.
ROBYN Kinghorn, welcome to the Ladies Club.
Thank you so much.
So tell us how you got involved in swimming, because I think most people get involved in swimming first and then they kind of progress when they're a little bit braver to the open water.
Yes, definitely. My parents from a young age have always instilled being safe in the water and having water safety, and growing up around knowing how to swim. And I think from that I just loved the water, and I kept going and I started training, and I just fell in love with the sport. And yeah, from there, it's just grown. My passion is, yeah.
But at that age, at 14, open water swimming is not something that is just openly available, so to speak.
Yeah.
Although you are now based in Durban, so you would say that, okay, then maybe perhaps that's where the passion came from. Did you start in school with the 800 meters, perhaps earlier than that, or the 400 meter?
Well, I actually started in pool swimming, and when I moved to a new coach, who's my current coach now, Alistair Hatfield, he kind of pushed me to go a bit out my comfort zone and start open water swimming. And from that, I just fell in love with it straight away. It's such a different sport to pool swimming. It's so competitive, and yeah, it's completely different. And from that, I just fell in love.
How instrumental do you think the mile is in kind of bringing people into the sport of open water swimming? Because it is an iconic, not only South African open water swimming event, but an iconic global open water swimming event.
The mile, wow, it's such a well-organized event, and it's so much fun. All families just get together, everyone swims it together. It's such a widely recognized open water event as well. And for those that might not be willing to do the 3, 5 or 10K, 1.6Ks, I mean, it's easy to do. Everyone can do it. And it's, yeah, such a fun time.
And then you also talked about you being pushed by your coach from pool swimming to open water swimming, and then you found it so different. Elaborate for me, what was so different about open water swimming?
Well, open water swimming, the atmosphere is completely different. You never know what might happen in the race because your conditions affect everything. There's never a definite winner. Anything can happen within the race, and it all has to do with your currents in the water, your wind speeds that day, your conditions, everything. And that's what makes it so exciting, is that you never know what might happen.
You have qualified for the World Championships. It's coming up, so I see how excited you are, but also a little bit nervous. Tell us how the preparations are going.
The preparations are going very well at the moment. I'm really enjoying the hard work that I'm putting in, and I'm very excited to be off to South Korea in a couple of weeks. And I think just experiencing a new culture and a new place, and yeah, just the whole atmosphere of it, I'm looking forward to completely.
And Robyn, how competitive is it for women in open water swimming in South Africa before we move to Africa and the world in general?
Whilst at the moment, open water swimming amongst women it's big, but it's not where it should be. I feel like it has the potential to grow to a much larger extent. And over the current years, it has been growing a lot more than what it was. So it's nice to see that people are starting to recognize the sport and get into it more.
Just tell us how difficult it actually is, because I think what a lot of people don't see is how dangerous it can be in the water with legs and arms and kicking and just staying out of harm's way.
It's definitely a tough race. All races that I've done so far are extremely difficult. You have people swimming on top of you. You have people kicking you. It's it's quite something. And although you do try to stay in your lane, it doesn't end up that way. But yeah, it's just the best sport that there is, I believe.
I mean, and it's quite different from a pool swimming where you've got your designated
and it's
lane.
confined.
Yes, exactly. And nobody's going to be coming to bump into you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a complete different sport to swimming in the pool, because you don't have those lane ropes. You don't have that separate space to everyone else.
Environment.
Yeah, exactly. Anything can happen, which is so exciting about it.
So what is it that you still would say you want to achieve besides the World Champs? And there's the big one, the qualifiers for the Olympic Games, and the fact that we still have the likes of Abigail Weber and Michelle Weber, rather, and Abigail Meader still in contention for that Olympic spot.
Yeah, definitely Olympics is a big goal of mine. If not 2020, then definitely 2024 in Paris. But I'm so proud of Michelle and Abby and I'm going to be supporting them 100% when they try qualify in this coming South Korea. But yeah, I'm going to be backing them the whole way.
And backing yourself.
Yeah, definitely backing myself as well. And I know how hard everyone trains in the sport and the hours that we put in. So to see it turn into reality is it's an amazing opportunity.
What are you hoping to achieve at Worlds?
I have my set of personal goals that I would like to achieve, but always I find learning from every international race that I've gone to is a very important aspect, and taking away how the older girls, because open water swimming is a definite more older sport. You have your ladies more that compete, and every single international competition I've been to, I've learned from them a lot. And yeah, so I hope to do well at World Champs, and we'll see how it goes.
But tell me about the preparations, the fact that we've had some open water championships in the surrounding areas in Africa, from whether it's Mauritius or Seychelles, and the fact that you guys have to fund yourselves in order to compete there, but you also need the competition to better yourselves going to the likes of the Worlds.
Yes, it's very tough, I must say. Having to pay your way there is, it's hard because you can't always afford it financially, and to be able to compete there's such a different experience. I mean, the level of competition is so high that you really do want to be competing against these top athletes, and to be able to not be able to go is quite tough. And yeah, the fact that you have to fund most of your trip, it's hard.
How do you do it?
I rely a lot on my dad, I must say. He has given me so many opportunities in life, and he's always there. He's always supported everything I have gone to, and I'm so grateful for him and that he can be able to give me these opportunities.
So how then do you prepare for the World Champs? Are they very competitive races that you have to now find at home here in South Africa, without overspending outside to get ready for the world stage?
It's definitely a mix of hard training. Obviously, my coach Alistair, he knows what has to go into it and what training has to be done in order to get to where you need to be on that top stage. And it's also trying to get as much competition in as possible, and as much racing as possible, and trying to get to those events where you have your top swimmers is the main priority, but obviously you can't always make it to those. So then you fall back on your training and you really push in your training.
It helps, though, when you've got South Africa's most accomplished open water swimming in Chad Ho as one of your training partners under Alistair.
Yes, definitely. I mean, he is such an inspiration, and I went to Hungary with him, and he taught me so much on that. And he's been someone I've looked up to, especially in training-wise, and seeing how hard he trains and all the accomplishments he's got from his training. So I'm very blessed to be able to train next to him and, yeah, go along with him.
We've got a really incredible open water swimmer in studio. Robyn is sitting here with us, getting ready for the World Champs. Hopefully gets that nod for the Olympic as well, to represent South Africa. But there's still the following Olympics, because she's still very young, also 19 years of age, and still top three ranked in South Africa and on the continent. So that's really kudos to her.
I look forward to continuing this conversation with our game changer in studio, also telling you about our trailblazers, somebody else that's done amazing things when it comes to open water swimming. And then we'll focus in a little bit on netball, because the Jaguars have done it again. But all that and more coming your way after the break.
Welcome back. You are watching the Ladies Club right here on SABC2 with me, Lebo Motswedi, and Valen Kirtley. Remember to continue our conversation on social media platforms. Hashtag the Ladies Club at Sport at SABC, at Lebo Motswedi, at Valen Kirtley.
I did say that we're going to be bringing you a trailblazer and chatting about netball. So our semi-professional netball league, which is now sponsored by Telkom have picked up the league, has been completed for 2019. And surprise, surprise, it's the Gauteng province that are champions once again. They were playing against the Southern Stings in the final, and it wasn't as close as it was in 2018.
No.
They were absolutely dominant, were the Jaguars. but the defending champions managed to beat the Southern Stings from the Western Cape once again. So congratulations to the team from Gauteng.
A repeat of last year's final. Really, really great stuff that we're seeing, especially with the injection of a little bit of moolah and cash in netball. So really great to see, especially that we're preparing for the World Cup. But let's bring it back home to open water swimming with our guest in studio, Robyn. Give me your sense of the difficulties that one experiences as a swimmer, an athlete in South Africa, in open water swimming.
Yeah, your difficulties in swimming is not having the numbers that overseas countries and they do have. And if we had the numbers, I think the sport would improve drastically.
What do you say to other girls to encourage them to get involved? Because one thing that maybe puts people off is that they can't see the bottom. They don't have any lanes.
And there's sharks in there.
There's just too many unknowns for them.
It's definitely a fun sport, I must say. You don't know what's going to happen, and it's not as scary as it looks. And I mean, being in the water and the places that you get to go and experience, and yeah, everything about it is just an amazing sport. And I mean, water safety is such an important aspect of life. And yeah, I think definitely the sport open water swimming is so incredible and so much fun that everyone should try it.
Now, talking of sharks, because I think that's, for me, I love swimming. I can do open water, but I always want to put on the swimming shoes, the shoes that I don't want to feel wiggly things on my feet. It's like the biggest fear. It's not even a shark, it's just the things that touch your feet. Because you're just like, what is that? But talking of an incredible swimmer, let's look at our trailblazer for today, Valen. We're looking at an incredible swimmer who's also just done that. She was the first and female South African to swim around Cape Agulhas. You see, sharks. Swimming Cape Agulhas, there's sharks there.
Well, you've got very brave women in South Africa. So, you know, Karina Brewer, our trailblazer, is one such woman. A highly decorated long-distance swimmer. She competed in 7 countries between 2004 and 2006, breaking nearly a dozen records, winning numerous races and enjoying significant media coverage. Highlights of which include being Cosmopolitan's Awesome Woman of 2005, one of Glamour's Women We Love in 2005, and Sports Illustrated's Top 10 Beauties of Sport. She holds a number of records. Can I just tell you about them? Yeah. Karina held the female record for the fastest Straits of Gibraltar crossing for 5 years. The overall record for the fastest swim, here comes the sharks, around Robben Island, ne? And the female record for the Cape Point swim. Sharks.
She's also the first South African to swim around Cape Point. Yeah, the fastest, broken since, this was 2004 though. But I mean, it's a lot of records in that era and in that area where there's sharks. Is that something you would do?
Definitely. I've always looked to experiencing new open water swims, and I've always wanted to do Robben Island. That, to me, I've looked at, and it's hard though because obviously you have to have your own boats and everything, but definitely in the future, maybe when my career slows down a bit, I'll definitely look at that. I've done the swim in Plett, which is the Sabrina Love swim. Sure. And yeah, that was amazing. I had the best time. So yeah, definitely having swims that aren't always about competing and it's more about having fun and bringing awareness is definitely an option for me. I would love to do it.
So we're talking about our trailblazer, Karina Brewer. She did this across False Bay, the first South African woman, third swimmer ever. 36 kilometers, that's like a Comrades marathon in the water, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. That is a very far way to go. And even 25 kilometers, which is another big event. To do 36, that's quite something.
Gee whiz. Put it into perspective for us, the distance in the water in comparison to what we understand out on the road, maybe, if you're running.
Well, 10 kilometers in the water is a lot longer than obviously running 10 kilometers. You might not always swim 10 kilometers because you might be pushed by currents, you might go off track. So sometimes it's not just 10 kilometers, it could be over 10 kilometers. But it's definitely tough. It takes about 2 hours to complete. Being in the water for 2 hours is quite long. But yeah, with the mental strength that you have, it's all worth it in the end.
And besides swimming, do you have any other sporting codes that you do, perhaps to get your body correct for certain open water competition, besides just training in the water?
I definitely try run and gym. I'm not a very good runner, I must say, at all. But yeah, running on a treadmill, stationary bike, doing lots of gym, all helps a lot with open water swimming and swimming in general. And just for anyone in general, it's a good health aspect. And yeah, I try to do that as much as possible when I do have time. But yeah.
Tell us what a day in Robyn Kinghorn's life looks like at the moment as she prepares for the World Championships.
It's definitely waking up very early to go to a 2-hour training session, then coming home for a bit of rest, and then off to varsity at Varsity College, and then back to training, and then home to get more recovery.
And what's the objective? You are studying a BA at the moment. You want to look into perhaps going into psychology next year. What's the objective with studying this particular degree?
Definitely the end goal for me would be teaching. I love kids.
Really?
Yes.
The babas, how old do you want to teach?
Around grade 4 to 7.
Oh.
So I'd love to do that and then do coaching as well, swimming coaching, at the same time, yeah.
Wow.
Where does the interest in teaching come from? Does it come from your family?
Yeah, definitely. I've always grown up with many cousins and around children the whole time, and just being around family and friends, and I've always just had a passion to help children and make a difference in a child's life.
Who is your source of inspiration?
Well, I definitely don't have just one source. I mean, looking at Karina Brewer and her fantastic run, that in itself is just an inspiration. And as well as Michelle Weber, who is in my field, for her to make Rio 2016 was really inspirational, and it just shows that anyone can, if you put in the hard work, make it. And another one would definitely be my dad. He's has done Comrades, he did Ironman, and for watching him dedicate his life to sport and waking up early like I do has been a big inspiration and a big part of why I've carried on with the sport.
How important is that family structure and family support in what you do?
It's definitely a huge part of my life and very important within my family. We all completely support each other and push each other to really go for our dreams and get to the goals that we want to achieve.
What do you want to achieve before you say, you know what, I've had enough of open water swimming and I can just concentrate on being a teacher?
Definitely Olympics, that'll be the ultimate goal, but just in general, trying to travel the world with my sports, and as well as encouraging others to do, whether it might not be open water sport, but just sport in general, because it's such an important part of life. It helps you with so many life challenges and life lessons as well.
And a message to the young girl that's watching at the moment and dreams of being where you are at only age 19.
Definitely, if you've got your mind, put your mind to it and just try your best. And even if you're not at the top of your game or where you want to be, it will come, because I've always believed that good things do take time. And it's just something I've always followed, and yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful. Good things take time and they take lots of hard work. Thank you very much, and all the best of luck in your preparation for the World Championships.
Thank you,
Robyn. You've been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
Robyn Kinghorn, our game changer for today, and that is how we come to the end of the Ladies Club. You can continue the conversation on social media. It's so easy. #The Ladies Club. And until we meet again, remember that greatness is never ever given. It's always
earned.
Bye-bye.